They'll blanket you in Wi-Fi and profit off the radiation. Congregation collecting the people for that Satan. I keeps it blazing, cause I can read between the lines. I ain't blind, we unwind what they're really saying. Genetically modify what you're tasting. Don't need that college promise, so now you live up in your mom's basement. Redesign time so your mind is always wasted. Programmed to crave the basics. Keep the beta in stasis. Pay the state, kid. You're in debt for being born. Messengers are more than just the price for being warned. Don't be alarmed, disconnect from their machinations. Stop subscribing to the folly of own nations. Bone breaking ain't the answer, cause they seek the ownership of souls. Spread the seeds and watch them grow. Break the chains of control. Break the chains of control.
Sweet eternal balance of all that is good, true, and beautiful, friends. Tonight on Rogueways, we are blessed to spend time with a huge influence in this community who is an incredibly chill, wise, and thoughtful man with an incredibly eclectic and deep probing blog, radio hour, and YouTube channel, as well as many albums of music. Please welcome the guitar enthusiast, the critical-minded, the free-thinking, and the eclectically fascinating man himself, Mike Williams of Sage of Quay. Mike, thank you so much for being here on Rogueways once again. It's good to have you back.
Well, thank you, Lindsay, for having me back. We had a great discussion the first time, and I was looking forward to speaking with you again tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I really wish that I remembered everything we talked about the first time, so hopefully we build off of that and don't necessarily repeat. But I do want to just let everyone listening out there know that I've got books that I've written on the site. You can grab them from me or Amazon, but if you get them from me, they get an inscription on them. I do monthly meditations. We're about to end December, so if you want to join us twice a week to do meditations, it's private for the members only, and you can grab a membership at rogueways.org. I am now doing full tuning, alignment, and clearing sessions with my solfeggio tuning set, and if you like that type of healing to release past life trauma and your ancestral trauma and other things and just remove some blockages and align that energy better, then you can grab that on rogueways.org. And finally, Brighter You will be starting our next 6-week course on January 12th. So students at Brighter You will learn to root their spiritual practices more deeply, widen their spiritual channels, and really understand their spiritual abilities, which 100% of people have. So I'm excited for anyone who's going to join us there. And if you want to join us, you can do it at rogueways.org. So I hope to see you all on all of those things. And Mike, the pointless question of the episode I was going to ask you today is, if you got to choose any animal or other type of creature, I guess I should add, mythical or not, to ride upon traveling the world or the universe, what would it be and why?
Wow.
We're going back to childhood right now.
Oh boy, I'll have to say horse.
Nice.
Okay.
I love it. You know, horses are long revered for their ability to help people travel, not just physically, but spiritually as well.
Yep.
That's cool. I want to choose dragon, but I feel kind of like an asshole because I think everybody wishes they could fly on a dragon.
That's why I chose a horse.
Yeah, I guess let's keep it humble here. It's funny because I was thinking of a donkey too, because of course we're told that Jesus would ride on a donkey, and that's like the humility of it.
Yeah.
So maybe my dragon really is an asshole move. Well, how have you been since last time we talked, which was a long time ago?
Good. You know, just continuing to try to get people to wake up, to get information out, try to get the truth communicated. We are in a very, very serious battle.
Yes.
A lot of people, I don't think, really understand that. There are people even in the truth community that I don't think really understand the magnitude of what it is that's going on. And so, you know, it's become almost like a full-time job to continue to try to get the word out and try to get people to wake up best we can.
Yeah, it's not very easy work, especially because people seem hell-bent on staying delusional. You know, we were talking a little bit before we even started today on how it's hard, and you have a sign behind you actually that says "No stupid people," and I was wondering if you're having any luck at that, because I don't feel like it's very easy.
It says no, beyond this point, which means they cannot come in this room.
That's true. Yeah, you can do that much. That's true. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, people are really buying into so much, and it's emotional manipulation at its best. You know, people have been broken down over the years intentionally with all of this propaganda and public education and, you know, all of these things. And now here we are at like the clincher point where it's like, I don't know, if you made it to this point and you're still so emotionally damaged and so messed up, like, is there even hope for you? I don't think
No,
so.
no. A lot of people are very lost, and they're going to remain lost. And for me, Lindsay, what happened was going back to 2020 in March when they first came out with, what's going on. I want to try to not get us bounced off of YouTube here.
Quite yet. Yeah, we'll
Not
cut it
yet.
soon, but
Okay. Um, I had to admit at the time that I thought that the awakening, or at least the level of awareness, because I break it up into two categories. There's awareness. You're aware that something is off, right? And then there's an awakening where you're awake and you're really deep down the path of knowing what this reality is truly about. And so when it hit the fan last year in March, I have to admit I was taken back by the number of people that just folded their cards and just marched along and did what they were told, no matter how ridiculous it was or how inane it was. They just followed whatever it is that they were being told to go do from their television set. And so it became very obvious at that time that, at least for me, I had to regroup and shift my gears a little bit and my message, because the percentage of people that I had thought that were awake, well, I wasn't even close to being right. And so what happened is the reality of two very different realities emerged. And that's what we have. We have two very different realities running concurrently right now. There are those that are completely bought into the matrix, and that is their reality. They don't question it at all. And then there are those of us that have pierced the veil, have pushed the curtain aside, and we see the great Oz, and we know exactly what's going on. And trying to bridge that gap has proven to be very, very difficult. Now, there are people that are becoming, again, aware that something's very, very wrong, just by the sheer fact that it's been going on so long, right? I mean, sooner or later, some people have to wake up to the fact that, how do I want to say this so I don't get us bounced? Face covering on, face covering off, face covering on, face covering off, right? Get the, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to wear a mask. Well, I said mask, sorry.
That's okay.
But then they tell you, no, now you need, two. And now that you've taken 2 shots, put the mask back on. I mean, it's just bizarre, totally bizarre. And there are intentional mixed messages coming out of the mouthpieces that are talking about this. A few months ago, they'll say that, you don't need this, you don't need that, everything's going to go back to normal. Then a few months later, they tell you that, okay, what you did in the past no longer counts. So we have a new approach, put the face wrap back on. Now you have to go get a third. I know, folks, I'm talking in code, but you have to understand we're still on YouTube. Once we get off of YouTube, this will be very clear.
In fact, let's just cut YouTube now so we can stop the crap. So if you're on YouTube, just click the link below you. It's free. Go over to Rockfin where we can speak openly. Everyone is welcome there. We love you. It's not your fault, but just goodbye, YouTube.